So we are back, and we are still en route on this road because we want to take your insecurities far, 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 far away and just help you to begin to heal and be the best new you in 2017. So we talked about some of the reasons, some of the places, the locations where insecurities begin to start. Let's talk about how we can move forward and heal from those insecurities. Let's talk about some of those insecurities first and foremost.
Yes.
We got a lot of different boxes and baggage back there. So we got some gossip bagged up and packed up. We got jealousy bagged up and packed up. We've got negative friendships,
sayonara,
bad relationships, abuse. Let's talk about some of those insecurities that we're throwing out.
My goodness.
Toya.
Yes. Abuse is definitely an insecurity, because if you're in an abusive relationship, it would definitely have you insecure, because it would make you think that you're not good for anyone, anything,
right?
You know, and it'll make you think you're not good for yourself.
That's right. Yeah. I think abuse, and that encompasses a whole body of things. Abuse could be alcohol abuse, drug abuse, just anything, not necessarily just relationships.
That's true.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely. What about, sis? What?
One of the things that one of those boxes that we're throwing out. You mentioned gossip.
Yes.
And it is so important that you not allow yourself to be somebody else's dumping ground.
Oh, that's good.
You cannot don't allow yourself to become someone else's garbage bin, because their toxicity, whether they mean it or not, is going to make you toxic.
Right.
Just by listening to it, entertaining it, sitting still and not saying anything is just as bad. Because you know, those are, again, words have power.
Yes, they do.
And those are seeds being planted. And so that's something I think, especially as sisters, we're supposed to be our sister's keeper, as Sister Toya always says. You know, when you love yourself, love will not allow you to downgrade or berate someone else, or allow you to tolerate someone else doing it to another.
Absolutely.
You know, so
that's good. That's a very good point right there.
Yeah.
Love will not allow you to downgrade yourself or tolerate it from another. I think gossip is probably one of the biggest soul destroying insecurity out there. Jealousy, bitterness. You know, let's talk about bitterness, because bitterness, to me, I believe can stem from so many other forms of insecurity. It can be the foundation, or not necessarily the foundation, but it can be a culmination of so many other things, of jealousy, of abuse, of hurt, of low self-esteem, and you become bitter in allowing those other things to combine, and you look at someone else who has overcome that, or maybe they were blessed to never even have those there, so they are happy with self, they're secure in self, and that root of bitterness is in there, and if you don't deal with it, you begin to project on others and their blessings and their accomplishments and their achievements. And so we got to deal with the root of bitterness as well.
Got to deal with it, because it doesn't only make you an emotional wreck. People have been diagnosed and have died with cancer because of the root of bitterness. It takes its toll on your physical body. You know, and so when you speak about getting to the root of things, we really do have to go back, because like you said, it becomes this big web of all these different things, and negativity kind of attracts negativity.
Negativity attracts,
doesn't it?
You hear the term misery loves company. Guaranteed, when you have an individual that has not dealt with whatever's going on in there. I know for me, I used to always feel like, why is it that I attract a certain type of man? Or why is it that I attract certain type of friendships? And the problem was, I was hurting, they were hurting, he was hurting, we as a whole were hurting. And that law of attraction, we all pull together. But I had to get to the place where I said, you know what? Time out.
Yes.
I can't keep doing this. I'm tapping out, you know? But it was a process.
Yes.
And for me, like I said, it began when it was stated to me, you need to go back and search that out. And for me, it used to be negative relationships. I just did not feel that I was worthy enough to have a man to love me and treat me and see me for who I was and accept me, shaved head, hairstyle, makeup, whatever and all. You know, I had to be secure with me. I had to not try to please someone because of what I thought they wanted, but I had to be who I was. And when I peeled away those layers, it started in my childhood, just like you all talked about.
Wow.
Toya, you were going to say something?
No, well, yes. What I was going to say, what Sis said about that gossiping, is just brought me back to a statement that our pastor made as far as gossiping, not allowing someone to call with the gossip, because that gossip, it stops your blessings.
It stops your blessings. That's good. And I want to revisit that as well. We have to be strong enough that a lot of times we think, well, this person's going to call me and they're going to talk to me about it, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to offer any insight. I'm just going to listen and then I'm going to get off the phone.
Guilty.
That's still guilty as charged. That's still wrong. You have to be secure enough within yourself to say, just like you said, I am not your dumping ground. I am not your garbage can. You cannot pour your negativity into me and make me view another the way that you do. Hey, matter of fact, let's turn it around. Let me say something positive about this individual. You know, we have to begin to learn to speak up, step up, and stand out. Absolutely. We are getting closer to getting rid of this trash.
Woo!
I mean, it's got my new 2017 Toyota Tundra Platinum loaded down, but it is fully equipped and strong enough to carry it. I love this new truck. Y'all love the truck?
Awesome.
I love it. It's matching
awesome.
the diamond stitch leather interior is matching my diamond stitch leather blazer. Well, we are having a great time. It is comfortable, roomy. You know what? There's a song, "Break Every Chain." Tasha Cobb. We need to. We'll pull that up and let the ladies listen because that's so appropriate for these chains of bondage and these chains of just insecurity. Let's see, what else do we have back there that we loaded up?
We spoke about negative relationships. And
old habits. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say with negative relationships, that's not just between as far as eros love, man and woman, but relationships period. That can be in business, that can be in ministry, with your children even.
Yes.
Whatever relationships, what is inside you has to come out. And it affects even your parenting. It affects you as a parent, as a wife, as a husband, all of these things. So I think that was very important that you had that box back there for us to get rid of that also.
We got a lot of stuff back there. I even packaged up and threw away some promiscuity. I mean, let's talk about that. It's the elephant in the room.
It is the elephant in the room with ivory tusks.
Well, wait a minute. With ivory tusks, ivory's a little precious, and promiscuity is not precious.
It's not what the tusks hurt. You get stuck.
The tusks have been removed. What do you think about that, Toya? Promiscuity is definitely an insecurity because I can be transparent. When my issue was, again, Takiya wasn't secure in self, and Takiya thought, I'm gonna go find love in this place. And a lot of times we're speaking to our young girls right now, a lot of times young women that may not have had a father figure in the home, may have had a father figure in the home physically, but not emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and they begin to seek that love elsewhere. And a lot of times they are taken advantage, and sometimes it's not even taking advantage, it's just being led to do the wrong things, feeling like this body, everything that God created you to be beautifully and intricately, to share with one man, your husband, we feel like that is something that I have to give of myself, and that becomes an insecurity because you're seeking love in the wrong places. And sex without God involved, marriage between a man and woman is not love.
It's not.
It's not love.
It's really not. No.
And it's awful. And then you end up getting hurt.
I can't hear you, sis. I'm
I
sorry.
said, and then you end up getting hurt.
And you end up getting hurt.
And used. And that's insecurity. So then you go out and then you try to find someone else that's going to give you what you're looking for. And then it happens again. And then you do it again. And then the insecurity get higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
And it's the same cycle over and over and over again.
Yes. Sis you just said something, sis, about not being someone else's. When you are intimate with someone outside of marriage, you take on their spirit. Whatever garbage they got going on gets inside of you.
It gets inside of you, absolutely. Yes. And so we've talked about a lot here today. My prayer is that you would really sit down this year and really focus on a new and better you. Thank you for joining us on this ride. We're getting ready to unload this garbage. Until the next episode, be blessed.